I guess we are live. Live. Hey folks, this is Asif and welcome to Go Go Go. Welcome to another live stream on another sunny Vancouver Thursday. Did we live stream last Thursday? I'm not sure. But hey, we are back, baby. It is sunny. It's a balmy 8 degrees in Vancouver, British Columbia. We are at West End and this is the iconic English Bay. Folks, thank you for joining in. This is just the beginning of the stream. We're at Vancouver's English Bay, walking on the Seawall. This is a Seawall walk, so I'll attempt as much as possible to walk on the Seawall because some of it is cut off. But today's walk is to start off at English Bay and end up across the water over at Kids Beach. It's a bit of a walk, not super short or anything, but it's nice. It's a nice balmy day and I feel like a perfect day to be out and about and enjoy some nice sunshine. At the same time, you get to enjoy a little bit of what Vancouver looks like on a day like today. Hey Sebastian, how's it going? Welcome to the stream, bud. Let me flip the screen. Have a view of English Bay. Thank you for joining in, folks. We are live from Vancouver, British Columbia, and this is English Bay. It's a nice balmy 8 degrees here in BC and really nice day to be out and about, enjoy some of this sunshine, a bit of sand, or just chill out. It is one of those rare dry days. Actually, it's been dry for a couple of days, so we've been super appreciative of sunshine. Perfect day for a dog walk as well. Puppies do enjoy nice dry days like today. By the Laughing Man, the Great Laughter, and the intersection of Denman and Davie. And here's the very famous and popular Cactus Club Cafe. You're gonna, if you are and search for a nice pub, there's Three Brits, Craft, Hook over there. Three Brits, Craft and Hook. They're good. You get a nice pint and get a spectacular view. This is English Bay, the ships. You also get a bit of North Shore Mountains in the back today. Snow-capped, of course. What a beautiful view. Let's continue on the Seawall. Oops. Oh wow. The sun has decided to come out. It's a bright sunny day. Well, there are patches of clouds of course, but it's been nice and sunny so far, so we appreciate whatever we get. We're not gonna sound ungrateful, we are humble and super appreciative of every bit of sunshine we get here in BC. But yeah, the weather's been really nice for the last couple of days. We got really good sunshine. It's balmy 8 degrees today, so I decided to go out for a Seawall walk. Now this is one of those few walks where you can rest assured you'll be on a flat surface. Literally one of those few spots where it's mostly flat to do a walk. Otherwise, with the British Columbia's topography, you're up for an adventure for sure. And those are the giant towers in the background built up around Burrard Bridge. Indigenous developments, super excited. There's Aquatic Center, and there's Kitsilano and Point Grey. Great time to be out and about. Oh, look at this guy. Just chilling out. Hey, how's it going? Minding his own business. I'll let them be. Heading up to the Inukshuk. And that's the I am sign for Invictus Games. February 8th to 16th. Right next to the next ship from the 86 Expo. Look at this stunning view of English Bay in Vancouver's West End neighborhood. Snow-capped mountains in the back. And of course, Stanley Park. Continuing on Seawall. There is Burrard Bridge on top of Falls Creek. It's a clear blue sky above, which is always gorgeous. Nice balmy 8 degrees today, Vancouver, British Columbia. I know the East Coast is being battered by a nasty cold weather system, so big hugs to folks who's down in Toronto and all over East Coast. Feel for you. Had to deal with that kind of weather for a while. Like, I'm a Scarborough kid, so I'm used to 30 centimeters of snow, minus 30 degrees, waking up at like 6 a.m, running off to catch the last bus to Victoria Park's subway station, number 24, over by Dawes Ave, and somehow make it to downtown Toronto by 7:30. That was a miracle. Plenty of snow days where I had to walk all the way to the subway station or back home. Those were not pleasant. So yeah, I feel for people in East Coast right now going through all of that. Actually feeling kind of blessed to be where we are right now. Folks down south are dealing with wildfires, which I know is something that Canada deals with almost I don't know, like the last couple of years have been quite scary, but it is something that happens every year. Yeah. So if when we are in trouble, Americans come to our help, send their firefighters, we do the same. This time around, Quebec and British Columbia have sent helicopters and firefighters and equipment down to help with LA's unfortunate fire situation. Oh wow, it is so bright I can barely look. Folks, this is what Vancouver, British Columbia looks like on a nice sunny Thursday. Stunning. Stunning. This path is unique. I love how it just winds through all of these neighborhoods, and each neighborhood has so much different character. Hey Lizzo, how's it going? Vancouver time 2:17. Good afternoon everyone, cheers. Thank you so much for joining, Lizzo. Always a pleasure to have you on your stream. Of course I checked out your stream last night. You enjoyed some delicious food. I was at work, so I could barely sneak in and out. Got a little bit. You were in Richmond Street, I believe. So yeah, East Chinatown over in Toronto. So lovely time. What a time to be. This is Sunset Beach. This was the spot that was for a bit renamed Barge Chilling Beach after a storm dislodged the barge, which just washed up here and just got dislodged for a while. Slow diva. Hey Richard, how's it going? Main Chinatown, Dundas and Huron. Oh, slay. That's nice. I know there's a bit of construction going around all around Spadina and Chinatown. I'm glad to see you're enjoying it. You know, one of our favorite spots is on Dundas Street called Asian Legend, which is something Jerome's been like, he and his family's been going out for like ages. And of course our personal favorite too. We would say something for the West Coast equivalent would be which one I would say? Asian Legend equivalent would be Dynasty. Dynasty in British Columbia would be an Asian Legend equivalent. Also peaceful. It's pretty nice. People are still at work. Like, I'm gonna head off to work after the stream, so I can only imagine how busy it's gonna get. The sky is clear. It's a stunning blue. I know my camera doesn't capture everything well. That is Burrard Street Bridge. It is almost 100, if not over 100 years old. Pretty iconic. We have streamed on that bridge a few times. You get the spectacular view of all of Falls Creek, and the other side, of course, over down to North Shore Mountains and the boats and everything. Yep, very walkable, very pedestrian and cyclist friendly. The last bridge on this row, Granville Bridge, is also being upgraded to be more pedestrian and cyclist friendly. So actually they do a pretty good job of making these bridges pedestrian friendly, and you can definitely stream as well. Pretty good spot to stream. I know once I tried to stream on top of DVP in Toronto, stream got cut out. Then I could imagine DVP being such a busy bridge might not have the same level of reception. Sunset Beach. Just trust me on this, like later on today, this entire area would be buzzing with people. People will come out, play sports, or just hang out with the families. A sight you do not see in January in Canada. Sunny beach with palm trees. So here it is, folks. This is a beach in Canada in January 2025. Sunny 8 degrees with palm trees and sunshine. See, this whole allegation of Canada being this frosty, cold place, all rumors. Fake news, fake news. Look at this. This is Canada. Palm trees and sunshine. I love that they're planting more palm trees along this path. Continue this iconic look. We plan to walk all the way over this section over to Kitsilano, Kits Beach. Let's see how far and how long will it take. Okay. Oh boy, I'm glad I decided to open my jacket because it's pretty freaking hot right now. I feel like in a couple of minutes I have to take my jacket off. It is like getting kind of warm. People. You got it, come on. Of course, if you have good weather, what do you expect people to do? Not play sports? Nice sunny day to be out and about. Here's another look at Burrard Street Bridge. And there's the ferry aquabus spot. So I can actually take an aquabus all the way to Granville Island. Oh, puppies. Puppies and their fixations, I love. And this is one of those cities you can trust that you will see a lot of fur babies.
I love it. Yeah, so Brian later will do dinner time tonight, so I'll make it everything and then he'll sit with my cat a couple times.
It's down to
We'll think they take a trip to the
the dog park of the beach. Not all of these beaches are accessible or allowed for off-leash. You probably can still bring your puppies, but they need to be leashed. So there are rules. This part is one of those spots that is an off-leash area. -6 degrees Celsius in Toronto. Yikes! Lizzo, I feel for you, man. That sucks. It's so cold. But hey, I assume it can always be worse. I just saw, just before I headed out, I saw, I think Ken was live, and he said something like, barely move his face, how cold it is. And the other day I saw Ready Eddie on a stream with Sip, and they kept going in and out of like College Park and the IKEA and the Aura building just because it was so cold. Hibernating for the rest of the season. Well, Lizzo, unfortunately the Path network doesn't have good internet access service. Otherwise, it's a perfect place to film. Like if you could just live stream along the Path network is crazy, complicated, elaborate. I love it. And unfortunately, it does not have good internet. This is a Falls Creek ferry heading up to the little boat dock here, and you can take a ferry from here all the way to Granville Island, which is down there. You can take it all the way down to Granville Island, or all the way as far as Yaletown. I don't know. It's a walking video. I don't want to take a ferry right now. So let's see. I might change my mind and get on a ferry around Yaletown. They are accessible and they show up like every 5-10 minutes. So rest assured they are faster than public transit. And these are private, so makes sense. They're making a mint. One thing for sure, you get a stunning one-of-a-kind view from one of these ferries. Highly recommend. Like the way you get to experience the mountains, the ocean, and the city around in one of these, unparalleled, spectacular. Yeah, we're about to go under the bridge. What a stunner. The amount of work it takes, but it does get renovated quite frequently, so it's not depleting, it's not falling apart or anything. I mean, compared to some of Gardner Expressway, which literally is falling apart, this is in much better shape. Much better shape. Back on the seawall. You know, divas, I'm gonna put the phone down. I have a pair of sunglasses. I'm gonna wear them because this sun is getting out of control and I can barely look forward. So yeah, let me tippy tap down here, give you all a nice view while I take my bag out. and take out my sunglasses. Wow. These Falls Creek ferries do a great job. I feel like the amount of times I mentioned them, they should at this point start sponsoring me or something. Okay. My drippy drip nose is under control and sunglasses. Come out wherever you are. Okay. Having a moment of struggle. Again, struggle is what makes life joyful and worth adventure, right? Okay, sleigh. Finally, I got my sunglasses. Zip up my baggy backpack. Baggy back. Sorry for the interruption, folks. I need to get my sunglasses. It is pretty bright out there. Like, it is bright and sunny in Vancouver, and I forgot my sunglasses. It's fine. All's well. I'm wearing them right now, and I can't wait for the rest of the stream. So, folks, here you go. We're live in Vancouver, BC. Vancouver's iconic Seawall. This restaurant is such a vibe. We notice this spot a lot, but then we're always on a stream, and we just don't know if we can enter the spot while we're streaming. It looks insane, like a Korean izakaya, or is it Japanese? Looks Korean. Good stuff. They have a happy hour as well. Ooh, popcorn chicken $5.98. Yummers. Fries with truffle aioli. Okay, these are doable. So from 2 to 6 every day. Okay, I will be back. Interesting. Okay, this is their tea menu. Sleigh. Major sleigh. Like, the weather is great today, so I would recommend you all to go out and about. But if you end up here on a rainy day, that's a really nice place to check out. Camera? You gotta wake the camera up. It gets tired. Understandable machine. There's another look at Burrard Bridge. We're heading east, of course. It's Granville Island. The aqua bus is turning. And that's Granville Bridge for you folks. The middle and second bridge that connects North and South Vancouver. Hey Robert, how's it going? Good day, Asif, up there in God's country. I mean, honestly, Robert, blessed. That's one word I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna say more. I wanna sound humble, but blessed for today. 8 degrees, sunny. The mountains are snow-peaked. Oh, what a view! What a view! Honestly, today's the kind of day that makes you feel so happy to be here. The West Coast. Like, look at the mountains. They're snow-peaked now. Up, 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 up. Diva, diva, diva. We're zooming in. Let the people get a peek of the mountains. My gimbal is being naughty AF. I mean, if you're up for it, sure, go for it. Here is a aqua bus heading off to Granville Island. Slay Queen. We rode on an aqua bus like literally last week in one of the streams. That was a major slay. Had good fun. Also really a quick way to cross Falls Creek. Winger the Blue Dragon, hey, how's it going? Welcome to stream. Folks, we are live in Vancouver, BC. If you're joining in, we're doing a Seawall live stream. Today is January 9th, 2025. It's a balmy 8 degrees. 8 actually feels nicer and warmer than what the weather tells. And yeah, join in. And folks, if you like this video, don't forget to hit that like button. Why not? And if you haven't already, share, subscribe, because of course. And if you want to know when and wherever we're live, hit that bell icon right next to your subscribe button. That helps. And yeah, folks, come on, let's go. Let's continue on this walk. Look at the view from this building. This must be stunning. And that's the stunning Granville Bridge. That bridge is also going through renovations and improvements to facilitate biking infrastructure, along with much more expanded pedestrian access. This bridge is the one in all three that had the least accessibility, and I would say, of course, slightly dangerous. So they've definitely went the right way when they decided to make these improvements. They're gonna take a little bit longer, but hopefully by summer we'll see major work done. And Granville Bridge would be a great idea to expand that biking and walkability aspect of Vancouver throughout the city even more evenly, especially through Mount Pleasant and downtown, etc. Also opens up places like Stanley Park and downtown to more folks by feet. Nepo, hello, it looks so nice out today. It surely is. It's a beautiful day out in Vancouver. We're blessed to have 8 degrees and sunshine. So we're gonna count our blessings and stay humble. Hey Kurt, how's it going? We're doing good. Enjoying some sunshine on a stream. That's Granville Island for you folks. I know it's not popping out as much, but yep, that's Granville Island across the water, and this is the iconic Granville Bridge. Aw, thank you, Sebastian. Appreciate every one of you folks who's watching. It's definitely like going out on a walk with your friends, to be honest, when you're on a stream like this, and all of you join in. We had a nice warm conversation, and it does feel like, you know, we're all going out together in this experience. It's always fun to feel inclusive and have more people join in. Heading up this way to give you folks that iconic view of a certain thing dangling under a bridge. Kurt, I'm having a wonderful day. Any sunny, beautiful day in British Columbia is a wonderful day. So I'm doing great. As my life coach, mentor, Chris Jenner would say, you're doing great, sweetie. Or you're doing amazing. That was the original quote. Look at this. Some people put highways, skating rinks, so many different kinds of stuff under a bridge. Vancouver decided to put a chandelier. Is this a conspiracy perpetuated by Sia? Who knows? But I don't mind swinging down from those chandeliers. They look stunning. They light up at night. Cute. Oh, yes, Kurt. You cannot not have a good day when the weather looks like this. Heading back on the Seawall. This is a shared path, and because of the weather there will be more cyclists out on the path, so you gotta be careful and respectful for cyclists. I scooter and cycle on this path as well, so I'm quite mindful and care whether folks follow these little rules or not. A little puppy out on a pepper scooter back. Yeah, I mean, I can only imagine this is gonna get a whole lot busier after work's done. You know what? Nobody really expects a chandelier under a bridge, but that's the kind of quirky stuff you notice a place like us. We do strange things like chandeliers under a bridge. We swim like crazy on the first day of the year. We have legalized certain things that should not have been. So, yay! So it's an interesting place for sure. Back on the Seawall. There are the silos on Granville. This is a cutie patootie spot, but just as a warning, not an off-leash spot. So you have to keep your fur babies on a leash. I mean, that's kind of something I would actually expect something out of the West Coast. We have a Little Mermaid along the Seawall, along somewhere around the northern part of Stanley Park as well, which is kind of interesting. So yeah, I wouldn't rule it out. We have an orca or killer whale Lego mural along Canada Place. No, Vancouver. Somewhere along the waterfront. I forgot exactly where. Most likely the convention center. There's a view of Mount Pleasant, actually. No, it almost looks a little bit like a modern version of sort of that Italian seaside town. I forget the name. Sertoni, so something S. So they're actually trying to do a new mega development around what is being slated as Concord Landing. So I'll show you guys that spot in a bit, but yeah, this place almost looks reminds me of a little bit of an Italian waterfront, because there's like a bit of a stoop mountaintop. Folks, by the way, we're literally across the water from houseboats I know the sunshine is too much, you all can't really see, but these are cute houseboats all the way over across the water. Yes, 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 Martin Kelly. Santorini. Santorini. So this part, Jesus. This part almost reminds me a bit of it because the slopes are a little bit curved. So the developments almost look like Italian architecture to a degree. Hey Dana, gorgeous day. Thanks for sharing, Asif. Appreciate you joining in. And thanks, Martin. Appreciate the quick info. Back on Vancouver Seawall. Oh yeah. What a day. I envy people living in these towers. They get such a spectacular view. Oh, I think I'm still zoomed in. Yeah. These developments quite impressive. They're all super close to Yaletown Roundhouse SkyTrain Station, so they're on Canada Line, and super close to Expo Line at Stadium Chinatown as well. You can technically walk there, but you can also take transit or take the SkyTrain over to Waterfront Station and cross over to Expo Line as well. Oh, I can't wait for spring when these trees come back to life and just the entire Seawall's just buzzing with beautiful flowers. Same for across the water over there. But it's like what, almost mid-January, so we are roughly, I would say, 8 to 10 weeks away from spring. So hopefully we will get a much nicer experience much sooner. And in the meantime, there's a whole lot of stuff happening in Vancouver. Invictus Games is coming. Lunar New Year festivities would be spectacular. It's going to be great. Expecting over 100,000 participants this year. So the city really wants to put up an interesting big face. You have to realize this is the last year before we host FIFA 2026 World Cup. That's Soccer World Cup for North Americans. So that'll be a big event. So before that, this year we'll host a whole lot, but this is all just preparation for the World Cup, which will be a massive event. A few prominent Vancouver sporting grounds have already been taken over by FIFA for development for courts and team playing practice once international teams show up, because they need a certain quality of facility to practice before the World Cups. And of course, infrastructure wise, the city is gearing up. We are short of quite a number of hotels it requires, because a few legacy hotels were shuttered, but hopefully we will be able to bring in a few more. There are massive developments all around downtown Vancouver. Hopefully they will come online before 26, so that we have enough inventory to host a successful World Cup. Infrastructure wise, we have just opened up another SkyTrain station, and I know it would have been great if the Millennium Line expansion was done before the events of FIFA World Cup, but fingers crossed. Vancouver has shocked everybody by delivering a few transit pieces earlier than schedule. We are not in Toronto timelines, so fingers crossed if this gets done, we will have more transit and more access just before the World Cup. Out of Yaletown. I'll approach Yaletown Marina after this. I'm not turning the camera the other direction because there's a lot of people, including young people, playing sports and just enjoying themselves. So let them enjoy their time uninterrupted, unimpeded. I'm sure I'll get done before the Eglinton line is finished. Lol. You do realize they found an old archival photo of Toronto back in 18 something. Really, really old photo. Just showed when Eglinton used to be like an old village, barely any sight of modern Eglinton that we know and young. But even then the Eglinton line was under construction, and I assume that future generation 1,000 years from now will go in to see that Eglinton line continues to be under construction. It is a perpetual construction that almost embodies that we as human beings are not perfect and that we should always continue to work on ourselves. But that should not have been demonstrated through a public paid transit project, but they did. That entire Eglinton project is a testimony to... Okay, I'm going to come down here. Eglinton project is a testimony to perseverance and not giving up and constantly working on yourself, constantly improving yourself. It's like the strive to be a better version. That's what the Eglinton project teaches us. Never give up, never surrender, continue on despite how troubling the waters could be. It's just managing a boat in rough, choppy waters and persevering through it on and on and on and on and on and on and on. That is what Eglinton teaches us. Jesus Christ, that was a rant. They're like massive World Cup, like Winter Olympics, but will explode. Yeah, pretty much. Although, let's be honest, Winter Olympics was Whistler. The idea that this is quote-unquote a Vancouver Olympics is such a farce, because like majority of the things happened outside of Vancouver. It should have been called Whistler Olympics or Metro Vancouver Olympics or something, because you know Whistler deserves its credit, Diva. Vancouver sort of sucks up all the oxygen out of all of these. Kurt, I'm curious, how did you understand? Eglinton rant was great. Diva, I can rant about public transit projects for decades. Like, imagine there's the Shepherd line, like line 4 in Toronto. How does that make sense? Like, how does that make sense? When they built it, they could have literally built it all the way to Scarborough Town Centre, for instance. I mean, as if taxpayer dollars, the money that we pay out of our pockets and our laws and decorum that we are bound by, that if we as citizens break them, we get penalized, punished, thrown in jail. But when city officials, government officials and public transit authorities do dumb things like this, they just go off free. Like, no one is held liable. Like, who gave out those Eglinton contracts? Like, will nobody ever face consequence for anything? That's the thing. People just go scot-free and it just becomes a big, huge joke. Everybody is aware of it. There's just nobody likes to openly talk about it. It's just a hush, hush. Don't talk about the corruption. I mean, that's what we are. We just accept it as a part of life and just chill with it. Again, second part of the rant ends. Oh, that's funny, Kurt. Richard Vissasaga voted against expanding the subway to Square One because of the want to raise taxes. I mean, Jesus Christ. let's be real. Metro Vancouver, one of the reasons this entire city with such tiny population works with the expensive rent and everything is because the fact that the SkyTrain networks pretty much envelops the entire metro area. So you can take a SkyTrain all the way from Coquitlam or as far as in the future being expanded to Langley and come up to Vancouver and work and go home right in time. But that's the idea. You have that fast access to transit, which almost opens doors for housing, more urbanization infrastructure. Imagine if Mississauga, Brampton, Toronto, Scarborough, Markham, Richmond Hill, all of these were in a seamless network that had 5-minute headways of service with modern rolling stock with the kind of accessibility that really a true mega city requires. Now, who has the balls to do it? Nobody has the balls or visions to really implement something like this. Lucky for us, because how sparsely populated we are and the policies that were taken way long ago, Vancouver is really lucky to have the infrastructure we do have. And I just hope, like, there are dumb things that happen here. Why was the SkyTrain up to Arbutus and not all the way to UBC? Every single British Columbian asks the same thing. Why is there no SkyTrain to North and West Vancouver? Iron Workers Bridge. If they're gonna update the new Iron Workers Bridge, that should have transit, and there should be a SkyTrain line that goes all the way at least to Park Royal, which would actually make more accessible and cheap transit and sort of joins in the entire Metro van in one thread. There shouldn't be light on across from Asif for lol. No, guys, these are like genuine. As a transit nerd, I am very passionate about public transit, and I think of these things. But the fact that these lapses happen just shows the incompetence and also a bit of why don't we think things like this? Why is there no comprehensive idea of doing things? Like, we talk about this. New Westminster, for instance, has cheaper housing. A lot of young adults who moved out of Vancouver decided to buy homes in New West or Coquitlam who could afford there. But having fast transit gave them the opportunity to keep their jobs, move out of the city and still have the same things. But if you go somewhere like Mississauga or Brampton or Scarborough, you don't have the same access to transit that will shuttle you into Toronto quick. Like, even somewhere within Toronto, like Danforth, all the way in like Victoria Park, I had one GO train ride that would actually shuttle me in, and lucky enough I have to sort of pinpoint when the train is coming. Sometimes I would have to run in snow. I slipped, I fell so many times, like a lot of other Torontonians do, just to get on an icy train or an icy bus at the last minute and to get to your job in time. But if we had better planned transit, where these public quote-unquote servants actually serve the purpose and build the infrastructure that we need, not whatever lobby group or builder or interest group or some house owners association wants them to do. But nobody is willing to tackle into these issues and build the kind of transit that people, us everyday taxpayers, need. If that happened, that almost overnight the whole idea of housing shortage or all of these things would disappear, because people's ideas of where they live and work would dramatically change. At least we have the Up Express. I mean, Up Express, there should be more stations. Cut and through. And Up Express should not be that expensive. There should be a cheaper train. We pay the same rate as any other SkyTrain ride for an ride to the airport. Why are Torontonians paying 5 times more? That doesn't make sense. The Georgetown Messi has been a shit show over years. Yeah. Lionsgate Bridge is the sister bridge of the McDonald Bridge in Halifax. Architect. Yeah. Lionsgate Bridge is amazing, but that bridge is almost always congested. That bridge, we need at least an 8-lane bridge across, so that that entire congestion that happens every single day from commuters to and from shouldn't be an issue. Folks, by the way, This is the base of Davy Street. We are at Yaletown. This is Yaletown Marina. You can take the Aqua bus all across Falls Creek, including Granville Island and Sunset Beach. Oh my gosh, I rented for a while. I just realized that. Jesus Christ. I have earphones on, so it's almost like a elephant covering its eyes effect. So I kept ranting and I just didn't realize what I was saying. I just kept going. Jesus. This is called Passion. Continuing on Vancouver's waterfront. Jesus. Yeah, see, one thing I am truly passionate about is public transit. I do love, like, when going from point A to point B can be a life-changing thing. And for people, it is. Especially when it comes to things like jobs and economic activities, it can literally be a life-changing thing. So the idea of having better transit, better accessibility, and better access to things should be a fundamental thing that we plan around. Just like when we think of food, security, shelter, we need to think of transit as a must. Like something that is almost to a degree contributing to not just economic factors but safety, security, and a lot. Like imagine how much easier it would be or how much safer it would be for women who use transit at late night. If there are more frequent transit and better security at night, women would feel safer and better to take public transit, which, trust me on this, I have conversations about public transit with a lot of people. Women don't feel safe late at night in public transit, and that is a thing that needs to be addressed. If we can come up with ways to make these things stick, then I hope that that will literally make people's lives so much easier, cheaper too. Somebody who's taking a rental car service to OVO or EVO cars from Coquitlam or Maple Ridge to Vancouver and back and forth can just take public transit. But people who are working late at night don't feel safe. So especially for women, that is definitely a reality. So if we make safer public transit, then more women will feel safe to use them, especially later at night. And that will help not just change people's lives, but also take out some of the disparities, open up accessibility and opportunities for a lot more people, including women. This marina is cute. Quayside Marina. It's an expansion of the one from Yaletown. Ooh, let me show you guys a cute little piece of public art that not that many people know exists. Oh yeah, by the way, this is the area that we're arriving at that is slated for development. So we're about at the tail end of Falls Creek. Look at this piece of public art. There's a whole comic book around it, by the way. The time top where William Rick and Clarence Gray. The time top designed to travel time and space. Oh wow, look at that. This is adorable. This is literally on the waterfront, folks. The time top sculpted by J. Patek. Concord Pacific Group is part of the commitment to public art for spring of 2006. Oh, Slativa. Here's the time top. And Cambie Bridge on top, folks. Continuing on Seawall. But yeah, as I was saying, this is owned by Concord Group. Oh look, somebody did a little part. I didn't even notice this. That's adorable. Art, inspiring art. Gimbal, wake up. My gimbal. So yeah, this a significant chunk of this area is owned by Concord Group. They want to do a major development in this area, and they're slated to tear down both Dunsmuir and Georgia viaducts to do so. I guess the delay is about tearing down those viaducts. I love the changing infrastructure and what they do under these bridges. Like this one has play areas. So adorable, so adorable. NIMBYism, if you think NIMBYism is bad in Toronto, I think NIMBYism was invented in Vancouver. There is no SkyTrain to UBC because of NIMBYs. NIMBYs wouldn't let indigenous people develop in their own lands and Jericho lands down there. It is such a joke. You have no idea what NIMBYs do here. Jesus Christ. People who, and this is the biggest joke of them all, a lot of them were hippies from the 70s who decided to create a public revolution. And what was their revolution? Hippies who turned into fucking power grabbing bureaucrats and then just changed the whole game and kept Vancouver literally underutilized and underdeveloped. That's exactly the joke that it is. Like, NIMBYism has went to a degree that a neighborhood like Point Grey, they are so anti-development that like Safeway, when it existed, the neighborhood around COVID, it literally trashed the neighborhood and they would not let anybody do anything. Like the idea of getting permits from the city council and the BIA, they make that thing so restrictive. So any opportunity to do literally anything, might as well either you're ridiculously rich, ridiculously connected, or might as well not try. Because that's the impact of NIMBYism. Either you gotta be someone's buddy, you gotta have a backload of money or influence, or don't try anything. That is true for anybody, but that's the idea that some people claim that hippies are these funny loving people. No, these hippies got freaking greedy, got money hungry, and then they turned this city into this joke of a transit infrastructure that it is now. And most of the transit that is really good, like the things that you like admire about Vancouver, a lot of it was actually planned way ahead of time, which were implemented gradually, not to the full degree to which. There are infrastructure and spaces left for a whole streetcar network in Vancouver, which has been underutilized. There are actual avenues with mid spaces left vacant for an elaborate streetcar network, which the city doesn't do. So they would rather continue to push car-based infrastructure than invest in transit and then bitch about, oh, this and that. People would love to use transit, just give them the access. People will use it.
It is much more, as I said, much more responsible.
Here's Science World. The rowing club is somewhere nearby, so you'll see a lot of rowers around in this area. Vancouver has multiple very prominent rowing clubs with literal Olympic athletes coming out of them. So highly sought after places, and they have some good discipline. They, no matter what the weather is, I cross Cambie Bridge quite regularly. I notice these rowers frequently. The discipline is amazing. They do a great job. No wonder we have literal Olympians from here. Good job, rowing club. So yeah, this entire area will be developed. That was on news today. They're calling it as a working title of Concord Landing. They'll tear down both Georgia and Dunsmuir Viaduct to do so. But all of these parking lots and this empty space will be transformed into giant towers and a massive urban development project. That's BC Place. Streamed here with Jerome when Taylor Swift was in town. Also a future venue for FIFA 2026 World Cup. It's getting a little cloudy, but it's supposed to stay dry. That's the more important part. Oh, Batch stayed open. Mad respect. I thought that was just a winter thing. Sorry, summer thing. Look at that. So kept the patio life alive throughout winter. Mad respect, Batch. Back of park, I believe. So yeah, all of this will eventually be developed into that massive project, but there won't be any shovels in the ground for at least a little bit longer. So expect it to stay pretty much like this for the foreseeable future for sure. Oh, Cirque du Soleil's gone. That entire space looks empty. Yeah, those tents. The mountains were not the only magnificent things in the view. There were some spectacular Cirque du Soleil tents. Back on Seawall bike path. We're of course super close to Stadium Yaletown SkyTrain Station. Here you go. Falls Creek used to be much bigger, much wider. This is the artificial end to Falls Creek right now at this point, and this major development by Concord will actually be all around this area, around the stadium and Falls Creek. Folks, thank you for anybody who has joined in, is watching this video. Super appreciate every last one of you. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it. Comment when and where you're watching it from, and if you haven't already, subscribe. It always helps, and hit that bell button so you get a notification every time I'm live. And thank you so much for joining in. Let's continue. Ta-da! This is an interesting spot because you get two SkyTrain stations, Stadium Chinatown and Main Street Science World, and you see SkyTrains zipping to and from each station. Bye Lizzo, thank you so much for joining in. Super appreciate you joining in. I highly underestimated how much time it was gonna take me on the stream. Like, I'm barely half the way and it's almost 1 hour 11 minutes, so no, I'm not leaving yet. Thank you, Sebastian. No, it's just, a friendly little reminder you gotta give folks, especially those who have joined in for the first time or catch it later on, just so who haven't already, just subscribe. It's always cute. No, I wasn't ending. I was just like, that's a little bit of a shout out you give to people so that they subscribe. Also, who doesn't like this cute face? Like, look at this. Like, right, Lizzo? I mean, I want to give people what they want. They want to give a little bit of YouTuber 101 action. So I flip the camera around, give them a flavor of the city with me in it. It's just, switching things up. I don't know what people would react if I had the camera on me for too long. So, don't want to be a camera hog. But thank you, long by on my streams. Oh. I know. I'm guilty of doing those as well. But no, that's funny. But no, it's just continuing on. I usually keep a tight 2-hour grip because, like, when you have two YouTubers streaming on same data network and stuff, you have to keep track of exactly how much data you're using up. See, you're super considerate. That's the thing, Lizzo. You always try to be nice. That's always appreciated. But yeah, we're still on. Yeah, as I was saying, I just try to keep it a tight 2-hour stream so that, like, Jerome doesn't have to worry about running out of data. Just user drama. Data user drama. Oh, there's a SkyTrain. Diva's heading towards Stadium Chinatown. And there's another SkyTrain heading up to Main Street Science. So let me hold the camera straight so we all can get a view. Look at that. Here's the Diva shooting through Expo Line SkyTrain, heading towards Main Street Science World SkyTrain Station. Here's Science World, almost done to Science World. The clouds moved in, but we might still get a little bit of sunset vibe. Fingers crossed for that. It's supposed to be super rainy tomorrow, which sucks because it's Friday, but we'll be out and about, that's for sure. Nothing says true love when you two people share one bong on a seawall. Aw, look at these birdies. Hey Divas, how's it going? They're hanging out with their one pigeon friend. Oh, she left. I feel like I almost shamed the pigeon away, and now the pigeon is hanging out with other pigeons. You could hang out with the seawall still. Seriously. Aw, damn. Sorry, Diva. That pigeon was just trying to get friendly with the seagulls, but like, yeah, ruined their little get together. I'm sorry. Damn, they're vibing. Here's Vancouver Science Center, Science World. There are some cutesy patootsy trinkets around Science World. It's another SkyTrain. Look at this cute weirdo. It's a metallic T-Rex. Slay Diva Slay. Slay Queen. This is Garbage is a Conversation, a Convenient Lifestyle Choice. So this is an art piece made for garbage awareness. And this one is, look at this. You pick up one of these and then look at this. Random. I love it. And they have these as well, the drums. Oh, I forgot the drums. Diva, come down. Yeah. Whale drums. Slay. Slay. I wish more people could make interesting stuff with trash. Invention and innovation is the basis of progress. We become better as we invent, we innovate, we improve, we upgrade, because that's the meaning of things. Even from the first pyramids down to the ones on Giza, everything went through evolution, improved, redefined. Remember our phones 20 years ago in 2005 versus the smartphone I'm streaming this from? Unimaginable, unthinkable from the phone back in 2005. But now, this is normal. This is reality. And this is because we continue to invent, innovate, improve, and invest. And that's how you change the world and future. And investment doesn't just mean money. You invest ideas, you invest innovation, you invest thought, and you invest labor. You invest your mind to create things. Money, if money answered everything, the richest people would have solved most things in the world. Clearly, money doesn't buy everything, especially not a brain. You're born with one. And the way you exercise to keep your body in shape, you need to innovate to keep your mind in shape. Insane. Artificial landfill. Slay. That's nice. It's a show of how landfills work. and water reservations. This is a very good place to bring your kids, folk. Lots of good stuff to learn, innovate, and the space around is cute. This is the rowing club space I was talking about earlier. Quite happening spot for sure. And this entire neighborhood will go through transformation and redevelopment, so I can only imagine what future parts of Vancouver like this would look like, what kind of food scene will crave up, because more people move in, immigrants come in, bring their own food and culture, more businesses pop up, some more prominent ones in other regions show up. Like, I would love to get more Richmond brands up here in Vancouver. Some of those places we get at places like Aberdeen, Lansdowne, even places in Burnaby like stuff from Crystal Mall. We want them here. We want Vancouver to have that kind of a good food experience that just brings in that many people. That Main Street Science World SkyTrain Station over there, folks, right around this busy development. Will just continue to get busier. The southeast edge of Falls Creek. Now you'll get more of a city view because we're on the southern part of Falls Creek, so you will get a more interesting view of the more urban northern part of Falls Creek. This is also one of Vancouver's newest public parks. I think they're calling it the first park, or named after First Ave or something. I might be muzzling the infos, but there's definitely a change. And you see the empty middle square down here? This is an empty avenue for a future transit line to run along that will usher people from Granville Island down to Science World. Just connect these two communities. Creekside Learning Center. It's a relatively new development compared to older West End. Community looks much fresher, but it will get dense because it'll just get busier right on top of these waterfront communities. There's some good restaurants around this area as well. Coming down from Mount Pleasant or Olympic Village and want to do like a nice little walk around the Seawall, grab a cup of coffee for something, a bite to eat. view of North Shore Mountains. Stunning. The Science World. I love this bridge, folks. Cute little pedestrian bridge. Like the design is very interesting. Love the feel. Look and feel. Oh, it is indeed slippery. There's a slippery sign. Why would you build a bridge that is slippery? Interesting spot by the water. Plenty of spot to hang out and chill. Grab a cup of tea, listen to some music, or just have a heart-to-heart with someone. Now, this is a cool spot to have a little chat and conversation about something I wanted to do. This season is not particularly exciting. The weather's gloomy. And seasonal depression is a real thing. Folks, we can't avoid talking about seasonal depression. It is a hard topic to talk about. So we have lost so many of our own to this darkness that I feel like we should definitely reach out to folks more often, our friends, family, whoever we know in our circles, especially this time of the year. If you are struggling, I highly recommend reach out. There are help numbers, there are people, there are friends out there. Even here, I'm pretty sure anybody would be more than happy to spend some time, including me, to talk to you if you feel like you're down there, you need help, and direct you to places where they have proper resources to deal with depression and mental health related things. But the point I tried to make right now is it's a pretty gloomy season in general, and we all are in our feelings and emotions. Reach out to people, and if you feel like you need someone to talk to, just remember, people might not look like it, but everyone's more than happy to have a conversation, to have a chat if you're having a difficult time. Just remember, a lot of us have been near that ledge and are alive to talk about it, but we understand where these things can go. So if you're feeling particularly lonely and depressed, reach out, talk to people. There are plenty of help out, and I feel like we've lost too many already, and yeah, not another single person. I feel like, yeah, if we can help anybody, we should be able to help people, because in 2025 mental health is as if not more important than even your like physical health, because this is that time of the year we should have that conversation, folks. Hope you're doing well. Let's continue on this walk. Okay, Diva, I know that went deep for a second, but it's for good reason. Now back on Seawall. That's a view of downtown Vancouver, BC Place, Rogers Centre in the back, and the mountains peeking out every now and then. I love this part of the Seawall. For once, you actually get to experience the city part of Vancouver, which is pretty bustling by itself. Especially after hours when these apartments all light up, It's quite an interesting view. To a degree reminiscent of that we get in Toronto from Toronto Islands or Polson Pier of a glistening city on top of frigid water, for sure. Nice open space. I see a great spot to do some yoga first thing in the morning. Lots of birds around these, lot of little wet areas. Around Olympic Village actually, bud. We're at the northern end of Olympic Village on the Seawall, approaching Cambie Bridge. Nice for joining in, Pat. We're live in Vancouver. Oh, a puppy park. Look how adorable that sheep. Oh, that sheep pen is cute. Oh, this one's having fun. Yes, I do have a job, day job, where I shall be heading right after the stream. You have to adjust your work life and stream life balance. You gotta strike that, but yeah, nobody can afford to live in Vancouver without multiple jobs unless you have a rich daddy or a sugar daddy. Either one of those daddies work. You know, Britney's work bitch, it's like, you want a hot body, you want a Bugatti, you want a Maserati, you better work bitch. Unless you have a sugar daddy, you have a a rich daddy. Makes sense. Keep up the hard work. Thank you. Look at this. This part of the dead seawall almost looks like it's out of some nightmarish horror movie set. They did film parts of The Last of Us Season 2 in Vancouver. Clearly not here. This is not the same thing, but it does look kind of intriguing. Keep out, hazard area. Maybe Godzilla emerges here? Who knows? That would be exciting. Apparently Godzilla is a resident of Pacific Ocean. Who knows if Godzilla's into like a Pacific salmon craving, or may have watched one of my live streams where I went on and on about fried chicken and you're like, okay, to go to Vancouver, buddy, eat some fried chicken. Should I be worried? Diva, should you be? Hey Pat, that's the idea. That's the idea. I would love to have people watch it from literally around the world. They do. I have people watching all the way from Argentina to India to Mexico, all around. So thank you for joining in. We're down under Cambie Bridge again. Now this is southern Falls Creek part of Cambie Bridge. I'm actually gonna change course. I was gonna originally end this video at Kitsilano's Kids Beach, but I feel like if I took this video over there, it'll take at least 3 hours, because I do take my sweet time on the Seawall. I walk around Seawall pretty much every other day. Whenever I get free time, I'm on the Seawall. I love it down here, but I like to take my time. So I feel like I'll keep the Seawall portion of the video short. Go up to the SkyTrain station, end the stream there. Take back downtown. There's a murder of crows sitting here, plotting or just chatting. We're on top of Cambie Bridge, which is going through a renovation work process right now. Shutter the. Actually, I am Lizzo. I am heading up to the SkyTrain station to take a SkyTrain back to downtown Vancouver, which is the best part of being around a SkyTrain station, is that you can hop in and head down to downtown in less than 3 minutes. Whew. I had confidence in myself that I could walk faster. I mean, I do walk at the speed of a homosexual, which is pretty freaking fast, but quite not fast enough. Like, I know I can literally walk or run over to, like, I would say English Bay to Kids Beach in roughly under an hour, way less than that even. But yeah, when you're walking around, experiencing something, taking your time to check out something or talk to folks, it does take a little bit of extra time, and I actually do enjoy those moments where I talk to people, we have a nice conversation, we talk things out, and yeah, that's part of life that people miss out on, and I want everybody to have that experience where we talk to each other, really have those one-on-ones and feel like we made a connection, have a real adult conversation, than just, like, you know, focusing on some of the more artificial cosmetic parts of life that is cute, I do enjoy, but takes a slice away from some of those substances that we seem to miss out on our day-to-day, and maybe really connect in a way that those conversations make sense. Okay, turn the camera around. People are like, what the hell is happening with this bro? Over First Ave, one of those avenues. Look at this, entire Central Boulevard in First Ave is left empty so that it can be a future transit line. Now this is smart planning of the city's part, I had to admit. This should be implemented. Like, if we have a rotary service all the way from Kitsilano down to somewhere like West End on a streetcar route like this, perfect for tourists, especially if you can link downtown all the way to the ferry terminal. You bring tourists from the ferry docks directly down to Granville Island by giving them the cream of the crop, the best what Vancouver has to offer. Perfect for businesses too. Like, also, you don't want more cars or buses, you want something that's nice and sleek. Like, think of Toronto's waterfront where we have the Queen's Quay streetcars. It's iconic Toronto. Like, You cannot imagine Toronto's waterfront with those iconic streetcars shuttling people to and from, especially from like Kensington Market to Union Station to Spadina. That's a wonderful spot, and I feel like we will benefit as a city if we had better infrastructure like this that actually focused on the bread and butter of the city, that is tourism. We do rely heavily on tourism for most of the year. Our infrastructure and industry isn't up to that standards where we can completely board off tourists, and that's also a very Vancouver thing to do. We like those seasonal tours and kind of ferry season where we get thousands and thousands and thousands of people rush in. 10% battery level, I guess. Good thing that we are about to end. The SkyTrain station is near my site. Thank you, Diva. This is 2nd Ave and Cambie. Almost at the SkyTrain station, and yet again under Cambie Street Bridge. And that's Olympic Village SkyTrain Station on Vancouver's Granville Line. The current construction work on the bridge means it's out of service for now. There you go, folks. Olympic Village Station. Thank you folks for watching this video. Appreciate every last one of you who tuned in. Thank you so much for watching. Do not forget to like, share, and of course comment your thoughts below whenever, wherever you're watching it from. And of course folks, if you haven't already, please subscribe, hit that bell button to know when and where I'm streaming it from. And folks, thank you so much. Lizzo, Pat, everybody, Kurt who watched, appreciate all of your time. Until next time folks, bye. Ta-da, 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 ta-da.